Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel here.
Across the streams of hopes and dreams where things are really not. Come along if you can. Come along if you dare.
Have a good one. Cheers, guys.
Side of your mind, but please realize you'll probably be surprised.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another movie review. This time we're going to be talking about The Vault.
I hate sirens. Is there a problem?
Get out!
Back up!
Take your deposit vault. Let's go.
We're not leaving without the money! Where's the money?
It's down below. That's where the real money is. In the old vault. No, it's a private vault. Antiquated. It's off the grid.
Which is a thriller horror film that was released just last year in 2017. It stars Francesca Eastwood, Taryn Manning, Scott Hayes, a couple others, as well as James Franco.
There's people down here. There's people down here.
What is he looking at?
No lies, short answers. Who's down there?
Michael! Where are you?
There's something down there in the basement. We're not alone.
James Franco being one of my personal favorite actors, especially in movies. And this is one I've skimmed over on Netflix a few times now. It is on Netflix, so do check it out. You know, to get your own opinion on it. But yeah, so I'm not going to go over every plot detail in this movie, but the basic premise is that these sisters, played by Taryn Manning and Francesca Eastwood, along with their brother, you know, are apparently desperate enough for money to start robbing banks, and they happen to go to this one that you know, has James Franco as a manager, and there turns out to be this really old vault down there, and for some reason when they start trying to access this vault, this unleashes some kind of supernatural entity or being or something like that, and thus them and their whole crew start being sort of picked off one by one. But yeah, so that's basically your premise there. And I gotta say, my expectations weren't very high for this one, because you know, I do like James Franco, like I said, but as far as the movie as a whole, I wasn't really expecting much. I was expecting, okay, this is probably going to be like a so-so, maybe not very good movie, but hey, at least still have James Franco, right? But actually, I was pleasantly surprised by this. You know, I actually really enjoyed myself watching this movie. You know, probably one of the better horror films I've watched recently, and what surprised me was how engaging both the initial setup of it was, as well as when the horror sort of kicks in. You know, because I've seen this movie doesn't have very good reviews. I mean, it has like a 4 point something in IMDb. It has like a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that you can really judge a film based on, you know, ratings from websites, but then I've seen more positive reviews on some of the Amazon stuff. But you know what surprised me is how well they meshed that together, because on a lot of those reviews they would say they didn't really know what they were going for, you know, what kind of movie they were making, or they didn't know how to, you know, mix them together. But I think they actually did pretty well with that. They sort of had like a natural transition and steady transition from, you know, sort of like this heist, you know, crime drama to adding in that, you know, horror supernatural side of it. And you know, some people would say, oh, it took too long to get to the horror, you know, there wasn't enough of it. But me personally, it didn't bother me. You know, yeah, it takes its time in the movie. But what saved that, though, was how engaging it was from even before that. Taryn Manning, a lot of people know from Orange is the New Black. She does a pretty good job here. You know, she's sort of the more, you know, she's the sister with the attitude, which kind of makes sense if you watch Orange is the New Black. You know, she does a pretty good job of that. And, you know, her and her sister, played by Francesca Eastwood, you know, they have a bit of a, you know, they have some issues with each other. And Francesca Eastwood I was especially impressed with. I think she might have actually given the best performance of the movie. We'll get to James Franco in a minute, though, for sure. James Franco, he has more of a guest starring role. I've seen some people complain it's a glorified cameo. But it's a key role, though, for sure. And again, we'll talk more about Franco in a second. But I was really impressed by Francesca Eastwood. You know, she's sort of like the ringleader of them, but they just get more and more dysfunctional as it goes. I really want to see more of her work, because she really impressed me in this. The way she carries herself, how she emotes, I was really surprised by. This girl, she deserves a ton of roles, and I'm even going to check out a Western of her. She did. But yeah, so because of their performances, I actually really, it kept my attention, and I wasn't really ready for that. And James Franco, of course, he does a good job. You know, the film opens with him at like 4:55, you know, pouring a cup of coffee or something like that. He just seems very, you know, not bored, but like he's been through the ringer, and he's just sort of like rolling with all the shit that comes with, you know, that comes his way now. Like he's just seen a lot, and he's just, yeah, he's just ready to go in the circle again. Franco does give a pretty good performance, and it's definitely more reserved, you know, as his character would call for. But yeah, you know, I still definitely enjoyed him in this movie. And yeah, like I said, this movie really surprised me, and when the horror does start, there's a good atmosphere to it. You know, I really enjoyed that aspect, actually. There's some good blood effects when the stuff does start happening. And the ending, you know, they do start, I'm not going to go into all these spoilers right now, but they do start sort of trying to explain what's going on here, sort of, or give more information on what could be going on. You know, which I found to be pretty intriguing. There's a lot of intrigue to this one. I will say the ending, though, it's not like the most unpredictable route ever. You know, other movies have done things like this, other shows. So it's not like the most unheard of conclusion here or reveal, because there's sort of a twist. But you know, despite it not being like a, you know, full-on surprise, I still liked it. I still, yeah, I'm still fine with the direction they went for the ending, personally. So yeah, with the combination of some really good performances, good atmosphere, and just how surprisingly engaging it was at only, you know, about an hour and a half, you know, I'd say it's well worth your time. Definitely check it out for yourself. Don't just get scared off because of the low ratings or something, because, you know, some of my favorite movies don't always get, you know, these glowing reviews either. So yeah, if I had to rate The Vault, I'm actually giving it a pretty strong B+. Almost thought about an A-, but I think I do have to watch it again, but I'm definitely giving it a B+ right now for the performances and just for the combination of everything. I had a good time with this one. So yeah, if you guys have seen the movie, I'm going to talk about spoilers a little bit right now because I do like to get into it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you find out more about this robbery that happened in 1982, about this group that came in, how he held the hostages, for like days on end, and then it eventually turns out that James Franco is actually the guy working there. When they try to identify who was all there afterward, the hostages, but he was one of the original victims, and he's the voice you hear on the phone, calling the police and everything like that. So there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of unanswered questions in this one, because they see him get shot in the head at the end, in the original incident. But then why was his spirit or whatever he is still around again and communicating with these people? And he gets away, so what does that mean? Does he just go and like relive this at like different places around the world or something? We don't know. It doesn't give us all the answers. And I'm sure that frustrates some people, as well as when the man in the mask, the robber, he attacks Karen Menning's character at the end when they're in a car outside, like far further off. So I'm sure some people are frustrated by not giving us all the direct answers, but I for one is fine with that. I like that sort of mystery and ambiguity in a sense. So yeah, let me guys love about Vault. If you've seen it, again, check it out. If you haven't, I think it's worth it. So yeah, it was a really nice surprise. And follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.